When we think of the Founding Fathers, we picture powdered wigs, parchment, and speeches about liberty. But what if the birth of America wasn't written only in ink and ideals, but also in blood, sweat, and silence? The real foundation of this nation wasn't laid by a handful of men in Philadelphia. It was built by thousands whose names history forgot to mention. Long before the Declaration of Independence echoed through the colonies, native nations had already established complex systems of governance, democratic councils that valued balance, representation, and unity. The Iroquois Confederacy, for instance, practiced a form of federalism that inspired the very framework of the U.S. Constitution. Yet, when the ink dried on that sacred document, the voices that helped shape it were nowhere to be found. The founders spoke of freedom, while enslaved men and women built their homes, cooked their meals, and raised their children. The first White House stood on the backs of black laborers who never tasted the liberty they helped symbolize. For every signature on the Constitution, there were hundreds of calloused hands that would never hold a pen, yet held up a nation. And then there were the women, invisible in the portraits, absent in the debates, yet ever present in the struggle. They mended uniforms, carried messages across battle lines, and kept families alive through war and famine. Abigail Adams once wrote, "Remember the ladies," but history rarely did. Behind every hero carved in stone stood an army of unnamed heroes, native scouts who guided expeditions, freedmen who fought in America's earliest wars, immigrant craftsmen who shaped cities from wood and dust. They were the architects of the invisible America, the one without monuments, without medals, but with stories that refused to die. We celebrate the men who dreamed of liberty, but seldom the people who paid its price. And yet, it is their courage, their endurance, that gave meaning to the words, "We the people," because we, all of us, are the people. Not just the privileged few who signed the papers, but the countless souls who endured chains, hunger, exile, and hope so that this nation could rise. The forgotten founders didn't stand behind podiums or draft proclamations. They stood in fields, in forges, in kitchens, and on battlefields, where freedom wasn't a theory, but a distant dream worth dying for. History tells us that liberty was born in 1776. But the truth is, liberty was born every time someone chose to believe in a future they might never see. And it's that belief, whispered through generations, that shaped the real America, because the story of this country isn't complete without them. They are the foundation beneath the foundation, the invisible pillars holding up the dream. And now, after centuries of silence, their stories are finally being heard.